back for May donations, and we're just getting into the end of the COVID-19 crisis, I guess you could call it that, and our stats are as follows, in case you were curious. We're at 934 current active cases in the whole of Australia. We're looking at 12 confirmed cases today, new cases, 1 death, and 22 recoveries. So we're on very much the downward trend. Anyway, enough about the bad news. Let's get on with what got delivered. I'm going to take off my glasses today. Now, let's see what we have. Well, we have some more hand sanitizer. After I did my video the other week on hand sanitizer and flammable stuff, somebody dropped off a complimentary tub of the stuff. It seems it's in the shops now. Very handy stuff, and I think we're going to make use of that right away. A little bit of this stuff so you guys don't get contaminated through the screen. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have seen a guy on YouTube who was shielding my eyes from welding flash through the screen, but we won't go into why that is not really worthwhile. Alright, we have a delivery. This is going to be one of 2. Now, I felt rich the other day, so I ordered another 2 Argos. Toy Argos. And one of them is for me, for my little museum section, which is hiding over in my desk up here. The other one is because my apprentice saw what I was ordering and really desperately wanted one. So, now they are made in China, but it's just interesting. This is an Avenger. I have the 2019 Frontier, but this looks, for all intents and purposes, much the same as my current one. And we have a box full of newspaper, which is interesting. And actually, whenever there's newspaper in a package, I like to look at what the date was. That's from April 17th, 2020, and it's the Sydney Morning Herald. Alright, what else do we have? Had a mystery package from China. I've actually been able to get stuff out of China in the middle of this. Now, these are a pack of video balance. These allow me to run analog video and power down a length of Cat5. Crucially, we've dropped a couple of cameras from a lightning strike at the Armed Forces Museum again, so I've got to replace a few of these. When they do suffer a lightning strike, the filters usually die, but the cameras don't. But the power is just a straight pass-through on these, so that usually survives. So, that will be good. I can fix that problem. And last but not least, somebody knows I like my M&Ms. So, that's going to keep me busy for a while, and probably my apprentice and financial manager as well. So that will be good. Alright, that's all for the moment, and we'll cut to the next deliveries that will arrive. I am expecting another Argo later today, so we'll see what happens. It is only the first of the month after all, so we'll see what happens. Alright, we have another delivery that has arrived, and this time this one's for my apprentice. So my apprentice is going to open this box.
What?
She can have what's in there.
What? I can't get it out.
I think we've already taken the tape off.
Ah, thanks. Oh, no! Oh,
Okay.
where did I go?
Yeah, I'll show the camera. Have a look. Show the camera what you got. Hey. Oh, it's another one of the same Argos.
I love my Argo.
Right. This will be good. And again, like the last one, this is a genuine model. So I think my apprentice is going to open this and have a look up close. So we might as well show you what this is. These are an official licensed Argo. There you go.
Where's
on, take it out. Take it out and enjoy it. The only thing about these is they have the military bar tread and not the flapped wheels, and I think they've just recycled the wheel mold of something else, but get the message across.
But we have mail. But let's go out and let's see if we have mail.
We're going to go check the mailbox. Alright, we'll be back with the next thing. Right, more deliveries. Apparently a sheep's blade is not the best thing to open these with. This is replacement stock. Gave my my old man, aka senior engineer, all my spare stuff to finish a project he was working on. And my hand is so clean with hand sanitizer I can't get a grip on these. No, these are adhesive backed LED strips that can be trimmed to length and rejoined as well. Good stuff, and I use these by the bucket load. But I think I need to put some moisturizer on my hands or something and get some grip back. Anyway, there'll be more stuff to show up. Well, we have some donations that have just arrived. One of them is a Fritz box. And apparently it is on the Fritz. There's something wrong with it. But it might be just a software glitch. So I'll do a firmware update, see what we can do with it. And just coincidentally, my other VoIP box has died recently. And I don't even know where it is, but I had a little V210p box. So yeah, we'll see what we can do with this. Alright, what else do we have? We have a power saving unit. These have like a master and a slave output, and the slave output will only be turned on when the master output's on. They have a reset button. This could be useful for something. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but with me, you know, I'll come up with something. I think these were issued to Australians under some power saving scheme a few years ago for free. And people discover that they're not all they want when everything loses its time settings. There's also this pile of stuff. And another obligatory IEC lead. And a second one. And another block. Well, everybody knows what an IEC power lead is. These things. We'll piss them off out of the way. Oh, there's a number 3. Live untangling video. Maybe that's what I should do. Untangling videos. Alright. That is a 4th IEC lead. This is quite often how stuff arrives to me. It's in a big bundle of cables. Right, what is this thing? It's a power pack with screw terminals on the back. I haven't seen one of them in a while. 12 volt, 500 milliamp, and from the weight of this, this is probably an unregulated wire-wound transformer. Arlec in Hong Kong returned to supplier for repair. Back when these things were repairable. I don't think this really is. No, it's not modern, it's just got straight pins on it. I think around about the era where stuff started to get produced in mass in China. This is another one, a direct alarm supplies, DAS. I haven't seen DAS stuff like this in a long time. And it has an approval number with Telecom Australia. So this is probably a 12 volt unregulated pack. It's a 16 volt AC, 1.5 amp. Again, quite old. It's got a bit of extra heat shrink on here. This would have been an alarm panel supply. What have we got here? Another oldie with no shrouds on the pins. Indoor use only. It's an audio line AC adapter. 10 volt, 620 milliamp. Double insulated. Weird, but I actually do have a use for 10 volt. I just need a bit more current than that. Really nice when people donate stuff and they behave like they're giving me a gift, and they've actually given me a couple of hours of cable untangling to do. I'm not going to waste too much time on the 10 volt pack. There is an electric shaver cord. That's a 2-pin. I was expecting that to be a figure 8, but that's a 2-pin oval plug. Yeah, so I do actually have a use for that, but not for that plug. So what else have we got? We have one RCA to twin RCA, right? We have 3.5mm to RCA. Very handy, but very oxidized. So yeah, we will probably give that a clean up shortly. Alright, these are going to get dumped in my giant cable box in the workshop, I think. I've got RCA extenders, but actually I can use some of that. I used the last of mine a little while ago. And this is another 3.5mm to RCA. In actual fact, these are probably the handiest ones I have, because over on my little desk setup here, I have a headphone output. And that allows me to both input and output, depending on the position of these switches here, to my amplifier. So that's really good for desk testing. So that will be good. Alright, I think there's some more stuff yet. So there's a mystery bag arrived. It's a strand bag, it's a plastic bag, single use. So probably not in the last 6 months, as single use plastic bags have been banned. Alright, so we have CDs with pencil marks on them. That looks like the Wiggles. They might be, I've been donating this to my apprentice. So got some Wiggles stuff, I think. It's based on what's on the front there. That's all of that stuff. This might be what I'm really interested in. Land Rover workshop manuals. That will be very handy. So I think I'll put them on my archives right away. The Wiggles, I think we can probably use something with some licenses that have actually been paid for. But still, nonetheless, handy. Alright, let's see what else shows up. More donations have arrived, and this is a donation and a delivery. Snack chocolate. It's changed shape over the years, but something I used to save up all my pocket money to buy. That was about a week's worth of pocket money when I used to get that from the corner store, which was the only shop in town. I've got some heat shrink tubing. This is alright. This is just a generic pack from JCar of pre-cut lengths and sizes. I'll trim that to appropriate lengths and put that in my kit. We have some super duper zip ties. These are good for using the Ziploc cuffs. In my previous employment, I've seen these utilised as hand cuffs before. We won't go into that. But now we've got a few other JCar things. We have a 1.5 metre micro HDMI, not mini, micro HDMI to HDMI-D. That is for a Raspberry Pi 4 to replace the stupid little adapter. So rather than having adapters and stuff, this is just a straight plug to a plug. Hopefully this should reduce some of the strain and some of the connection loss on the cable. What else do we have? I have a wall socket purchased with the assistance of my apprentice, who busted the wall socket. Now we have some push-on F-types in both RG6 and RG6 Quad and RG59. Not to be confused with RG58, which is 50 ohm. We have a PAL type to F-type adapter to fit in the wall socket. Here, if I can get it to a point where you can see what it looks like. There we go, there's PAL type one side, F-type the other. Hence the need for these F-types. That clips into the back of the modular socket. We have these are some little polyester capacitors. I forget what value they're for, but I know what they are for. They're to go with the electric condensers, microphone inserts. These are for making microphones for computers for people that don't have them, because all their kids have to work from home. So yeah, although we are at this stage, we're about 3 days away from the Premier making his announcements in terms of the state of emergency. He did make a quick announcement today to say that there will be some changes to rules to lockdown, but hinted that it's not going to be a total withdrawal from lockdown, but we are going to stage down off it, which is to be expected. Although we are doing very well at the moment. I think at last check on my browser, I had up the case tracker here. We're at about 757 active cases countrywide, and we had 24 recoveries today and 17 new cases. That was at about 11:20. It's actually about 6:30. Let's just double check that. I guess this is good filler. Alright, so I've had 40 recoveries today, 17 new cases, a drop of 23 in active cases, totaling 741 countrywide. And it's no new cases in Queensland, South Oz, ACT and NT, and only 12 new cases in Victoria. So let's move on for more donations and deliveries. A couple of unexpected donations were delivered this morning. A couple of Defence Issue 100% cotton Ozcam shirts in XXL size. Probably a smidgen small for me, but I'm going to try one out. Otherwise I'll hand them on to somebody else who they do fit. But yeah, actual Defence Issue ones. And apparently there's a few more to come, so we'll find out if they fit. In fact, I'm going to open one right now and see. It's because my deliveries have been a bit slim this week, or this month, and give us a bit more time. They actually look rather nice, and they are spanking new. So they feel about right. There's a little tag in there. Give me a moment, I'll try one on. Alright, I'm trying this on with a reverse camera, so the quality may have dropped slightly. But they are tight around the neck like these things always were, but there's a good reason for that. When I used to use the ones that I'd chosen, like a plain green shirt, which was still in uniform, occasionally you'd get brass falling down there, but that's usually because I was sitting in the belly of things and not doing very much, being the recruit and getting showered with hot brass and not having any of the fun. Hurry up and wait, they said. But this smells like the Q store used to. Some memories in that. It's not really a great smell, but it's a smell that's memorable anyway. They do sort of fit, and they're suitably long, so I might hang on to these. They'll be handy. Alright, let's see what else we've got. Right, so I'm in the middle of a job, and another delivery has arrived. Some modular Cat 5 plugs. They're handy because I'm working on underground Cat 5. Nasty gooey stuff. Anyway, now to find out what my apprentice's malfunction is. So some more deliveries arrived, and for the record, underground Cat 5 is the devil. Don't ever bring it to me to do, I hate it. But has arrived are a few of these. These are, this one is an auto-inflating kid's life jacket. It's a low profile one, so hopefully my apprentice doesn't tear it off. There's safety caps and stuff in here. And also came a refill cartridge kit, complete with the release units and the dissolving clips and whatnot. So yeah, we can train her on that. Alright, and there's also a couple of adult size ones have showed up. Rightio. So we've got a green and a black one in the adult. So we're doing well. Alright, what's next? Right, so a bunch of stuff magically appeared on my desk. It's been delivered. The first of which being this heavy thing, which is an Agm battery. This is going to go in my 8x8 Argo. And yeah, this has got square terminals. It's, I think, about a 500 CCA, but it's also an AGM. And the caps, it's non-spillable. So the Argo, being as its lack of suspension, bounces the hell out of batteries, and my existing one is losing a lot of acid. So this one will be replacing it. I got a good deal from my local J-car dealer on these. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. But, oh, it is heavy. There's probably about 15 kilos in that. Now, because that will then require some rewiring, I've got a new battery lead, a good heavy duty one. I've got some lower current 50 amp cable here. Now, I couldn't find one of these rocker switches on its own, so I've got two in a panel, and I'll just remove one. We have some ring terminals. We have a small blade fuse holder. We have some more little ring terminals for the heavy duty cable we've got there. And yeah, we've got some nuts and bolts. Now these, I'm going to see if they fit the Argo subframe mount so that I can make a winch mount for them. Oh, and I have some wipers for the Land Rover, nothing fancy about them. Alright, let's see what else it shows up this month. Some more deliveries arrived. Some C-cell batteries, a bus bar, and some more of this 50 amp cable. Some good stuff. These will be for bubble machine for my apprentice. That's going in the Argo. So yeah. Alright. Some more deliveries have arrived. Now this is an empty box, largely because I took this out of it. Now I opened this in the field because I needed to use it. I decided I was jack of opening or taking off wheel nuts with a... Hey, some mail has arrived. I have an empty box because I took this out of it. Now, I bought this just recently because I was having trouble undoing my wheel nuts with MS and coordination, and I just got jack of using that giant wheel brace. So I bought a 27mm impact socket for the wheel nuts, which I've used to change a tyre today, and it's still on here. And this is very good. I use my big battery, but even with a standard size battery, it still does a really good job. I've been wanting one of these for years, and they're almost better than the air rattle guns. In fact, in some cases, better. And we are looking at, it's a 1/2 inch square drive on it with 360 nanometer of torque, and the LED light is actually really handy. Yeah, so I will be recording the serial number off that shortly. Now I have this mystery package, which, where is that from? Regent Park, New South Wales. This might be stuff from the mint that I purchased a little while ago. We'll find out, I guess. See if we can open this. And try not to slash my fingers up in the process. Alright, so there's a padded bag in here with made in China on it. This might be something from China. Why is it coming from Regent's Park? Unless that's just been where it's on forwarded from. Ah, no, this has come from New South Wales. I remember ordering these. These are more USB-C magnetic leads. I needed a few of them to replace existing ones that I have because they're getting a little bit old. Alright. Now, get rid of all that stuff out of the way. And we will open a bag and try it out. Oh, I can never get into these bags. Alright, so we have a little magnetic bit on the end here that drops in like that. So, I'm using my phone to record right now, so I won't test with that. But these are nice braided leads. I like these. Alright, so onwards to the next stuff to arrive. More deliveries have arrived. I got a propeller for a water snake outboard. This is a really good deal. I paid about 260 bucks for that prop. And it came with the motor itself that won't fit on camera, but I'll show you the other end. This is the free bonus with the expensive prop, and there's bits and pieces falling off it at the moment, but this is a bow mount. I haven't got enough room on my desk to do this. This is the bow mount type, and I would put it on the Argo and demo it, but my Argo got picked up and taken away by the trailer guys today, so we'll get to this when we see it on camera. Now, just another quick look while I have it precariously balanced on the edge of my bench. And that is a seriously heavy motor. That's a 54-pound thrust motor. It weighs about as much as my 2 horsepower outboard motor did, but hopefully this should be a little bit better. A little bit more quiet at least anyway, and less temperamental to start. So yeah, when our Argo shows up, we'll do some adjustment, get this set up properly, and we'll attach the prop and all the rest. But anyway, let's move on. Another delivery just showed up. Seems like it fell out of the sky. This is a spot trace. This is the little brother to the Spot Gen 3 that I've got, and used for doing satellite communications and tracking. Jeez, these are always hard to get out of the box. Now these are on a subscription service, and you can whack some batteries in them, or you can get a waterproof power cable, or both. And they have a whole bunch of little things like motion sensing and battery level detection and everything like that. This is going to get shoved in my Argo, so I can just stick it in a nice little hideaway spot, and if it moves when it shouldn't, or it goes outside a certain radius, anything like that, I'll know, and I'll have an exact location of where it is. And of course I can send the coppers after it, or I can use it to help reduce the cost of insurance as well. So yeah, it should be good. Anyway, we'll check this out in another video. Alright, some more deliveries have arrived. Got a 7-pin flat trailer socket and some 7-pin trailer wire. I'm going to convert the Land Rover to a 7-pin socket, or rather make an additional one in parallel, so I can pull my new trailer, which you'll see in another video sometime soon. Anyway, let's see what else we get. Right, more deliveries. Got a new keyboard and mouse combo. I've already done one of these before on this channel. This one's to replace the cordless mouse that my apprentice somehow managed to kill on her computer. So that'll be good. Now, it's time for me to get my strap on, or straps on. I got some new ratchet straps for the Argo trailer on request of the trailer guys, so I wonder if they'll let me get away with these and if they think they're good enough quality. If not, I'll get some other ones. But these hopefully should be alright. They seem fairly hefty. I'm going to open up one of these and check it out, I think. But actually, I can get to them anyway. They've left one here that you can play with. They actually feel pretty good. I think that'll be alright. I think I'll leave them in the packet. I'll just drop this whole thing off along with a slab of favourite drink for the boss on Monday. Anyway, on to the next thing to show up. Another delivery has arrived. I've read the tracking number on this. On this one I have been waiting since the coronavirus hit. This is some cameras, I'm pretty sure. We're going to do the unboxing on video here so you can see my shock, surprise and awe that they arrived. But now this has had a couple of adjustments in shipping cost and got sent back to the supplier because the supplier spotted a BIOS battery in it. Same supplier that's never had a problem before. I wonder if the sanctions against Australia have got anything to do with the this getting returned. Oh, alright. Well, yes, it's definitely cameras. Let's put my blade down here. Alright. It's been repacked. Originally they had sent masks in here too, and the supplier got grumpy, or the shipping company got grumpy about them sending masks overseas, but we can get them here. So we've got a couple of power adapters, we've got a mouse, I have a huge box full of those things. We have some camera leads, okay, we've got a mystery box, that's a power adapter. We have a bunch of these guys. We'll open just one of them. These are much needed cameras. Alright. So yeah, that will be little AHD bullet cameras in aluminium housings. So very nice. That's exactly what I was looking for. How many of them have we got? We've got 1, 2. Oh, the pack's so tight in here. 3, 4, 5. Looks like there's 3 more. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Let's put the other box here. Okay. This will be good. Okay. Shuttle them over, and we have a recorder. as well. Let's have a look and make sure this is not damaged in shipping. And I think I told them to remove the BIOS battery if that was a problem. So there's software, the recorder's in here, the power pack and everything's all in here. I think we're cooking with gas. We've got cameras. Cool. So, second last day of the month and more deliveries have arrived. Like this heavy one. So, what do we got in here? This I have been anticipating and it got here quite quickly. So it's not just a bunch of Chinese bolts here. We have this, which is a combination pintle ball hitch for the Land Rover. Currently my present one swivels. This one does not. Modified the rings on the trailers to swivel and will be having a fixed hitch. The advantage of this is I can get away with, rather than just using only a pintle ring, I can lock this pin in the upward position and use toe balls as well. And it's still an 8-ton rated hitch, but this is a 3.5-ton rated ball, so I'm not sure if that affects the overall rating. Either way, I'm not pulling that much on any of it. So this will be handy, and it comes with the lock pin on here as well. So much easier to deal with than the current one, and much less of an ankle breaker because it doesn't spin around. I don't know if I'll be using these bolts. I might use the original ones the military fitted, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's get this off the desk. Additional things that have showed up. More Land Rover stuff. Finally got one of these blind spot mirrors. Because one of the ones on my Land Rover is buggered. I've got some plastic panel poppers because the Jeep has done a heater core and we need to get those plastic panels off. Handy things. I used to do radio installs for a little bit with mixed results, but these things were really great. I got an old timer box. I busted my favourite pocket knife pouch the other day. The stitching came loose. It's currently super glued together, but I managed to get another one. Proper leather pouch. Well, dexterity's at a bit of a limit at the moment, so getting into these boxes is a challenge. Anyway, I'm not going to recycle the box, so there we go. And that should fit my Victorinox Cyber tool just nicely. It's the same one I've got, although the other one's a little bit better worn in. But this one has all its stitching intact. Oh, it's also been a long day. Now there is a donation here as well. Oh, and I'm bumping the camera in the process because my dexterity's shot. This is a Sony Xperia Z1 phone that's still apparently logged in. This one will get probably cleaned off and factory reset once we make sure everything's off it. I've got like 2 or 3 of these now. These will make good little backup cameras to film different angles of stuff that I do. And this one used to be waterproof, although I think the doors on this are probably a bit flimsy now. But anyway, I don't know if anything else will show up before the end of the month, but that's what we've got so far. Alright, something else did show up only about an hour after I filmed that last segment. I don't remember what this was. And my pocket knife's in my other pants. I've just recently had a shower, so don't look behind the camera, guys. Anyway, scissors will do the job. Find out what this is. I have completely lost track of all the orders this month, virus and all. I don't know what this is. Some British 4-wheel drive imports. Oh, I know what this will be. This will probably be, oh, it's the delivery guy leaving. Now, in case you haven't watched my other videos, there is an infrared beam across the driveway. Yep, these will be brake cylinders for the rear drum brakes. One of which is leaking, so I figure it's a good opportunity to replace all of them. Alright, so we'll pull one of these out in a second. It's the busy time of the afternoon. So, I've got a couple of single brake cylinders. These are dual brake cylinders. So these should do well. It looks like the cap's popped out of one of them. We'll manipulate that into the plastic bag. And I'll go in and wash all the oil off my hands once again. That should go back in there at least well enough for now. Alright, two of them. That'll be a different video when we install those.